Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Kim, a fairly average mum, and today I've got a Vinted haul slash thrift. So let's get cracking. Hi, y'all okay? I'm doing really well. I'm filming on Friday, so this is the day that the video will be going up, in fact. And I had sort of thought I might put it off till tomorrow because my hair's a sigh. Honestly, my roots are really bad. I'm going to the hairdo shop tomorrow to get my hair done. But I thought, you know what, I've got nothing to put up tonight. And I've already put it off one day, so I thought I've got to get on and film despite the fact that I feel like I look dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. But it is what it is. I mean, there's no making a silk purse out of this house here. So, in all honesty, you know, you're probably used to it. You are probably used to seeing me like this. Right, I've been shopping on Vinted. So, for those of you that don't know about Vinted, Vinted is like an online thrift store here that we've got here in the UK. I've no idea what other countries Vinted is in. I know there's also Depop here in the UK. I honestly don't know what's in other countries. I really don't. I'm so sorry. But it is just like a thrift shop. So what I love about it is, unlike eBay, where there's a lot of like professional sellers, on Vinted it feels very much like people are just selling their old stuff, which means it feels a lot nicer, I think anyway. It feels like you're getting a little bit of a bargain. You feel like, you know, you're helping somebody else get rid of their stuff and also giving it a new home, which makes me feel really great. I love it, absolutely love it. So, yeah, I always enjoy shopping on there. So I've got a right pile of stuff going on here. So I'm going to show you what I got. Right, first up, no surprises here. So, look fantastic. This is my favourite moisturiser, for those of you that don't know. It's the Avant Hyaluronic Maris Aqua, I don't know, yada, 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 yada. I only know the first two lines that it says. Hyaluronic Maris Aqua. I don't know if Maris Aqua is one word or two words, right? But anyway, this is my favourite moisturiser of all time. And it's supposed to cost like £97 or something ridiculous like that. I've never paid £97 for it ever in my life. So the first one I ever had were in like a beauty box, the beauty subscription box. And then I got one. And then after that, I started buying them on Vinted because I could get them relatively cheap. But over time, fewer and fewer in circulation. So the prices were going up and up. So to the point where the last one I bought were about £20. And then, good old Look Fantastic in the beauty box last month. Loads of Avant, right? So Avant, this exact products were in the beauty box, which means that there's loads of them out there again, which means that there's more likely people are going to be selling them on Vinted. So not only have I got one in my Look Fantastic beauty box, but I bought this one as well. It was £6 plus postage, so about £8.29, something like that. I just get them all delivered to the local post office. It's great. So very, very happy to have got another one of those, really happy. I've got a little collection going, and every so often I look on Vinted, and if there's one in my price range, I buy one, right? Okay. I've currently got about 4 of them, but I'm not mad about that because I do go through them. I use it every day, you know. Okay, next up, I bought a piece of fabric. Well, this is not the only piece of fabric I've bought. So what happened is it's very jazzy. I started to add colour to my living room slash bedroom, because it's all one room. I only live in a 2-room flat, for those of you that don't know. I'm sure most of you do by now. But anyway, I sort of got this idea, because it were all millennial graige and I were bored to tears with it. I really was. It was like sucking my mood out, right? I'd had it for so long. And part of the problem is that the sofa that I inherited from our Eve is grey. The carpet's grey, so on and so forth. But anyway, I bought these boxes from IKEA, which I wasn't going to do because I had grey tubs in my Kallax. And so I plumped for buying red tubs in my Kallax, right? I've got 20 tubs that are now red. And when I put them in, I thought, oh, I'm not sure I like them. So then I had this idea that where the band is, I don't know if you've ever seen a Kallax tub. Wait a minute, let me pull this one out. Let's pull a non-heavy one out, kid. I'll go get one that's not heavy. My underwear tub, okay. So this here is what a Kallax tub looks like. For those of you that don't know, they're called Drona tubs. They're just made of fabric and cardboard, basically. But they fit perfectly into your Kallax unit. You can get these in all different colours. I went for red without realising, whoa, it's going to be very red. So I came up with this idea that what I'm going to do is add a frill to the tops of these tubs. Like a so, just at the front. It's going to be a frill. It's not going to look as depressingly bad as this. But I'm going to have different colour little frills on them to make them more cutesy and one thing and another. So when I seen this bit of fabric for like £1.50, I thought I'm having it. Right, it's very 60s and I just absolutely loved it. Really, really loved it. So I thought, well, that'll make frills for a few of them. You know it will, it'll make frills for a few. So I'm just going to gather it on, make myself a frill and then stitch it to the fabric at the top line here and down the line here. So when I've finished them, I will show you. That way, it breaks up the solid red that is in these tubs. And actually, I've tried it. I've got a couple with like bits of fabric over the top over there. And I absolutely love it. It makes it look more sort of country cottagey rather than the jazzy red colour. So I'm excited to give it a go anyway. Let me put my tub down now, put it back in a minute. So, and this is one of the bits of fabric that I've got for it. It's unused, I think. And it looks like there's about, oh, good 1.5 meters. Maybe 1.25 meters in it. That's doubled up. So, yeah, very happy about it. So, if this one don't work out, I've also got some green gingham that I've actually got on that box over there and that I really, really like. So, we'll see anyway. I'm going to see what other fabrics I've got in clothes that I'm getting rid of and recycle the clothes into these frills for the top, because I thought it'd be quite cute as well, you know, that I were reusing clothes that I've, because I have got quite a lot of jazzy clothes. So, yeah, but some of them just slightly don't fit me anymore. Right, so there's an issue there. But anyway, that's one bit of fabric that I got. Then I bought myself the other duvet cover that I've been telling you about. So I bought this one that's on my bed now, which is this dark green one with a bit of yellow on it. This I got at Next, and it was £15 in the sale. This one, which is I think a John Lewis one, I got at on Vinted, obviously, because it's a Vinted haul. But this were £12. So I'm ecstatic about it. Really, really ecstatic about it. I've been dying to open it and show, well, have a look myself, but also to show you guys. So this is it here. Let's have a look. It's got a parrot on it. What's not to love? Look at the parrot and the flowers. Honestly, I absolutely love it. So, yeah, got this one. I'm excited about it. So they're both different, but that's what I like. I like the fact that you can get, that you have different ones. Oh, that's really pretty. I might like that more than that. You know, more than the one I've got on at the moment. Oh, it's so nice. Let me get the pillowcase so I can show you the pillowcase. I always find it's easier to show you a pillowcase. Like I say, this were like £12 for this little set. Have I got it upside down? Got it right way. Got it upside down, Kim. So there we go. It's got flowers on it and a parrot. Can you see parrot there? Here. Here's Mr. Parrot. And then it's just plain on the back. But I really, really love it. It is from John Lewis. It's Matthew Williamson one. So absolutely love that. At some point I might get myself a third one. Just because in the past I've liked having different ones. I find my mood sometimes goes with one and then at other times goes with another one. So at some point I might, maybe next month or month after, I might plump for another equally jazzy, equally like out there pillowcase duvet set. So, but I'm ecstatic with that one for £12. I think it's an out and out bargain, brand new. Then I got some wall art. Well, I've got quite a bit of wall art. So I saw these, so I bought them together. This one, they're both embroidered. I don't have the time nor the patience to do embroidery. I can do crafts. I like knitting, I like painting, drawing, sewing, but embroidery, you know, doing this sort of stuff, absolutely not. But I would quite like some to go on my wall. Okay, so when I saw this one, I absolutely loved it. It's got this wee green border going around it. It's old, do you know what I mean? But it's not framed, so I'm going to get them framed because there's this one and another one. So absolutely loved that, really loved it. Loved the colours, loved the poppies. When my grandma were around, she bought this poppy wallpaper that she had just on a chimney breast. It was very expensive wallpaper at the time, so she could only afford to do a chimney breast with it. And it were these massive, it were probably in the 70s, you know what I mean, these massive reddy orange poppies. I loved it, absolutely loved it. So when I seen these, it just reminded me of my grandma. So that was part of the reason why I bought it, just because it reminded me of that wallpaper, you know. And I want things to bring back happy memories, I really do. So there's that one anyway, very excited about it. And then the same seller was selling this one as well, which I love, absolutely love. Look at it. It's the mummy and daddy bird. I don't know what the birds are. What are they? If anybody knows, will you let me know? But they're really, really nice. Tell me on here. Let's see what it says. Coats anchor. Pheasants. Okay. Right, so somebody's done all that embroidery, whatever it is. I don't know whether it is embroidery, but do you know what I mean? They've done this. And I absolutely loved it. So I'm going to get that framed as well. Next month, I'm getting myself some what they call it, radiator covers. And when I've got a radiator cover over this radiator here, I think this will be nice over top of it. I do. I think it'll sort of ground it a bit, having the radiator cover. So I think that's where that one's going. But I need to get them framed. I'll have to get these properly framed because they're not standard sizes to be able to buy frames for them. So, but there's a place in Bradford that does framing, so I'm happy about that. I used to get my own work framed at different points, but and then I realised mine was pretty standard size. So then I just started buying frames for my work. But yeah, I'll go to that framers because they do a nice job there, and they're not that expensive either. So these are going to get properly framed, and then I'm going to get them up. The floral one's going over there. I know exactly where it's going, so I'm excited to get them put up. And then this picture frame is from a charity shop, but the image is actually from Vinted. So it's a cat on a metal tray thing. But this is not an old piece of artwork, even an old sort of print thing. Even though it's based on an old print, this is actually pretty new. I suspect this has come from somewhere like Temu or Shein or something like that, because the back is shiny new. It is really not an old piece sort of image, but I just loved it. I thought it was a bit of me that. Back in the day, I used to collect actual vintage things like this, vintage tins and one thing and another. I mean, I've collected all sorts over the years. And then after a while, I fall out with them and sell them on and stuff. So, or I go through a different phase and then I fall out with them and sell them on. So this just reminded me of when I used to collect sort of tin things, you know, little old tins and stuff, which I loved, absolutely loved. But I like it even more in the frame. This is just an IKEA frame. I managed to get these at a charity shop, you know. They got IKEA prints in them, but I hated the prints. So I took them out and I put this in one of the frames. I've got some other things in the other frames. So in fact, where have I put the other frames? One's over there. I don't know where my other one is. Oh, it's down here. What am I talking about? Right, okay. So this is one of the frames that I got with this cat picture in. This were about £3 for this cat thing. Right, about £3, but it goes, you know, in the madness, which is going to be my flat. Okay, so there's that. And then the other thing that's in a frame is these. Now, these are individual prints, and they are just prints done on a standard printer. I don't have a standard printer, so I couldn't recreate these myself. So when I seen them, originally, these were supposed to be, these cost me nothing, these, right? Because what happened was, I ordered 3 sort of prints like this. The other one I did not like at all. But when they came, I'd said to the lady who were printing them, can you do them in white frames? Because she standardly did them in black, and I said, can you do them in white frames? And she said, yeah. So I paid for them, and then when they came in black frames. So I contacted Vinted, or her through Vinted, and said they're in the wrong colour frames. She immediately just refunded me money. I'd have been happy for her to send out the 3 frames, you know what I mean? But she didn't. She refunded me money. Hence, I've got these 2 prints. So I liked them together. I liked them even more in this frame that cost me like £2, £1.99 for the frame with a IKEA printing. I just took the print out and put these 2 in. So these go over there. Now, I really like them. They're the only sort of printed pieces of work that I've got, you know, that are just copies, you know, just cheap standard prints. Amongst all the other madness, they kind of go, you know what I mean? I'm happy with them. I'm really happy with them. So there's those. And then I bought these frames, right? So I bought 2 frames like this, which are IKEA frames. This has got a piece of my artwork in it. Don't judge, please. I'm not pretending to be Picasso. I'm just doing my best. So, yeah, so this is a piece of my artwork, but it's in frames that I got. I got 2 of these. And these were like, I don't know, it were 2 for £3.50 or something for these IKEA frames. They'd been used previously, but they were in immaculate condition. So I just bought them because I knew they'd fit my artwork. Like I say, a lot of my artwork is this size. So with aside from a little bit of an edge around it on the inside, they fit perfectly. So, yeah, I'm really happy with my frames anyway. I managed to get quite a few bits of artwork and things this time. Or certainly from Vinted, because I'm interested to put up some work and things, you know, to make my flat a bit more interesting. That's all it is. So there's this. And then a while ago, I'd bought this frame at a charity shop for next to nothing. Honestly, it was about £3 or something. But it's a really nice ornate one. I absolutely loved it. But it's been sitting in a drawer for ages. And then I bought these little like gift cards on Vinted, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to put one that I really like a you know, in this frame, and just put it. I'll show you when I'm putting them in a minute, 1 minute, because I'll get onto it. But it looks really cute. I think it looks really cute with a little teddy with a train on this in this nice sort of ornate frame. I'd love more frames like this. I'm going to look out for them, you know, in white, because I really do like the ornate sort of frame, but I like it in white as well. So anyway, there's that. Very happy with it. This set of I think there were 5, maybe 6 little gift cards came as a set. I think it was about £2 for the set. So amazing. I was well chuffed with them. And I got them to use as gift cards, but this one I particularly liked, so I've kept it and put it in this frame. So I'm very happy with it, you know. I think it's really cute. I'm baking up now. Right, what I'm putting that in are these boxes. So I ordered these 2 off Vinted. They were about £14, I think, for 2 of these. These are the Eket IKEA boxes. I liked the colour. And I did think they were going to come ready-made, but the lady had dismantled them, which meant I had to look up how to reassemble these. It did take me best part of half an hour to reassemble these, because I'm not particularly good at assembling anything other than a Kallax unit from IKEA. So anyway, I've finally managed to get them to go together. These are to contain all my little ornament things, so that because I don't want to have loads of ornament things out, but I want them contained in 2 of these. So I've got them actually put into these. I had to take this one down to be able to show you. But one of the things in the back is that print that I've got there, that little card, that sits against the back. What I would like to do is get some lights for inside these, you know, just the push lights, so that they light up. But I'd also quite like to get the glass fronts for them. Now I've got these. You can actually get doors for these from IKEA. So next time I place an order from IKEA, I might order the 2 glass doors, so that it means less dusting. Do you know what I mean? right? Because that's really why I want to contain them. Less dusting, you know. I just don't want to constantly have to wash all my ornaments, you know. And I find if you put a glass door on these, it is going to contain them and have less dust. So anyway, I got those. So there's 2 of those came for £14. I think it came to about 16 altogether with delivery. But since these are more than that for, oh no, it might be £12 each for these. I think they might be £12 for one, but it still worked out cheaper. And there's an element of recycling, which I really like. And then something not housewares was this. Now this came with the little, the cat print. And what else did it come with? There were 3 things that came together. Yeah, I can't even remember now. Would it be fabric? It might be my fabric, you know. Now anyway, because I'd bundled them together, it meant that the postage wasn't anything, and this were like £2. And now, I take these into nursery because the kids actually like them, but they eventually get broken or pieces get lost. So eventually, with, you know, the sort of, we end up with not enough to make a set, if you see what I mean. But I've also never taken one for bonbons. Have I taken one for her and then brought it home? I don't think she was that interested, to be honest. So when I got this one, I thought, oh, this is great. This will add to the collection. So we've thrown out all the ones at work that don't have pieces. But I think this has got quite a few in it. I like the ones that have got a lot because I get to save the little wee bits from the inside. So I've now got a collection of 4, maybe, little sets that as if they were always meant to just be little ones, but they're actually the ones out of the middle that are too small for me to take in. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the little one in the middle, 7. So this is a set of 7, but these pieces, so the 3 on the inside are too small for the kids at nursery because the pieces are just, if you imagine that, and every other piece is smaller than that. So I can't take those ones in, but I can take the bigger pieces, you know, the 4 bigger ones. So yeah, I absolutely love them. I just think they're great. It's a nice way of doing a stacking toy without it being sort of a plastic stacking toy, you know. So I love it, absolutely love it. I like that this one was like yellow as well. Although, you know, I'm keen to keep it myself if I'm, so I don't know. I'll see how I feel about it, whether this one's going in or whether it's staying here, because I quite like the yellow colour, but we'll see anyway. I'll probably go into work, you know. And then I got this. Okay, I absolutely love this. Now, when I first left my husband's, I was in this flat that needed decorating. Oh my goodness, it was a right state when we moved in there, an absolute state. So it all needed decorating, and I got really into Laura Ashley wallpapers and stuff at that time. And so my living room wallpaper was this Cressida fabric, Cressida wallpaper, and I also got a piece of fabric and covered a chair that were in the living room as well. So when I seen this fabric, this is the Cressida fabric. You can imagine, I've always periodically been into very jazzy stuff, haven't I? Can you tell by this? This was what my walls were covered in my living room. You know, it wasn't like a feature wall. Every wall had this on it. So yeah, I absolutely loved it. But so when I saw this massive piece on Vinted, unused, I thought, I'm having that. That brings back so many memories. So I'm going to turn this into like a blanket. There's enough to make it a, sort of a full length, like a bedspread thing. So that's what I'm going to do with it. But I'm going to have to get some backing material. So I'm going to choose another material, another fabric to back it with. And I might even put a frill around it to make it really cute. So yeah, that's my Cressida fabric, unused, in new condition but it's vintage Laura Ashley. I mean, what year are we talking about? Our Rose would have been 4, so it's 20 odd years ago, you know, that I'm talking about. So, yeah, I just absolutely loved it. When I seen it on Vinted, I thought I've got to have it. It was £21, but it was worth it to me. I mean, to be honest, for 2 meters of Laura Ashley fabric, that's no anyway. But 2 meters of vintage and in the fabric, that was my wallpaper, and we had a chair covered in it. It was the ironing chair, right? So, right, you ever had 4 kids? Those of you that have had 4 kids will know that ironing is always there, always, always, always. So whenever the washing were done, if it needed ironing, it went onto the chair that were covered in this fabric, to the point where this chair was called the ironing chair. And I constantly had a mountain of ironing to do. So the chair never got emptied of said ironing. There were always something on it. So, yeah. So, telling tales on myself now, aren't I? But I absolutely loved it. So I'm going to, like I say, I'm going to get a backing material for it, and then make it into a little bedspread thing, or a throw for my sofa. I'm actually, I've got enough throws for my sofa now, but like a bedspread thing. I just think it'll bring back so many happy memories seeing it on the daily. You know, the other fabric I'm keen to get is the Kath Kidston Rosalie fabric. That was the one that IKEA did tubs, did the Drona tubs, these big tubs in that fabric. And they also did like bedding in it, years ago. I had that 24 years ago, 25 years ago. That were my bedding then. And I absolutely loved it. So I'm after finding some of that fabric as well that's in decent condition. And that would be lovely if I could back this with the Rosalie fabric. That would be a double whammy of 2 fabrics that bring back really happy memories, you know. Yeah, that's what I want me flat to be now, full of memories and, you know, and happiness, things that just fill me with joy. That's what it is. That's what I'm trying to do. And therefore, so that my granddaughter don't think I'm super boring, even though I am super boring, you know. But anyway, that's everything for today. If you've liked this video, please give us a like. It really helps us out. And if you like this kind of content, you might want to consider subscribing. I've left all my details in the description box just in case you want to contact me for any reason. But thank you very much for taking a few moments out of your day to spend with me. Bye!